Hey guys, another episode of From My Kitchen to Yours is here. And guess what? We're going to be making something delicious. And as usual, a family member invited me to our house. We're going to meet Boluwatife today. We're going to cook with her and it's going to be so amazing. So come along with me on this episode. Hey Bolu! Hi! So nice to meet you.
Same here.
We're here.
Can you see? Thank you. And welcome to my home.
Thank you. Yes, finally, we're here. And we're here to cook an amazing recipe and gist and have fun. And
So what are we cooking today?
don't worry, we'll open our mystery box. Our basket of goodies.
Okay. I can't wait.
Yes, of course. Nice to meet you once again. Okay, so let's head into your kitchen and let's start.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so like I said, we're going to be making a delicious recipe. Now, guess what we're making? Just guess. It's a rice recipe.
Okay. Jollof rice.
No! We're going to be making something else and it's going to be so nice.
I can't wait.
First of all, I brought flavored oil. It has parsley, it has saffron. So nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome to our box.
Wow.
So, yes. Is the aroma already hitting? So, we're going to be making, let me put as a headline.
Okay.
Suya coconut rice.
Okay.
With some suya flavored plantain.
Okay.
Yes, so that's what we're going to be making. We have our ram suya already, so we save you the hassle of trying to roast the ram all over again. And we have bell peppers. By the way, all these ingredients, we just told these guys, my food angels, like, this is what we want to make. Please give us the ingredients, and they went to shop for everything for us. So thanks to my food angels. Thank you guys.
Thank you, food angels.
So we're just going to bring everything out. And plantain, of course, you know I love plantain.
Me too.
Okay, so we're going to be using this also.
All right.
We got our sweet corn. Now this is sweet corn on the cob. It's easy to cook. Yeah, it doesn't take too long to cook. So we have that. We have carrots. We have everything that you can just imagine. And we have suya spice. So we're just going to get everything out and then we're going to start cooking. We bought our coconuts in 2 different forms. So we have coconut milk already, yes, and we have our coconuts. We have some spring onions, have carrots, we have rice. It's full package. We still also brought this sweet corn.
Amazing.
Yes.
Hey, what can't Omoye do when it comes to food?
Okay, so let's get everything out. We got some oyster sauce for some nice lovely flavor. Yes, and some of the ingredients in our gift box, we'll also be using that to cook, to show and give out so much flavor. So yeah.
Okay, my name is Boluwatife and I joined the cooking series via the app application and it was really nice and it's lovely to have her in my kitchen.
Yes! So guys, like I said, we're going to be making ram suya coconut rice. Thinking about the flavors. So we've already had all the ingredients laid out, right? So I was telling Bolu, we're going to be roasting this. She has an air fryer, so perfect. Because our family members, they have gadgets. So we're going to be roasting this. And for our ram meat, right, this is one that has already been made, but because we want to infuse more flavors into it, we're just going to add a little bit of spice. And then we're going to start with, let me not tell you everything first so I can watch to the end, right? We're going to be doing a lot more things with our coconut oil, with our spices, with our saffron and secret oil. If you've not heard about this oil, guys, go to my page and go and check it out. But yeah, this has saffron, this has herbs, right? We call it flavored oil because it has all the flavorful herbs in it. So we're also going to be infusing that into this rice. So come along and let's get cooking. Okay, so let's start cooking. First things first, we want to toast our rice. But like I said, let's put this in the air fryer. Let's add a little bit more flavor on it. So I'm going to be adding this fried rice spice.
Okay.
Just a little bit of it. So this is our fried rice spice. You can smell the flavors from it. Yeah, this from our Dumchi, guys, Afioma food. So I'm just going to put just a little of that into this guy, and then we're going to pop it into your air fryer.
Okay.
So that it can. So I'm just going to shake this for a bit, and I'm going to add a little bit of that oil over it, and then we're going to toast this guy. So if you have an oven at home and you want to recreate this recipe, do the same thing. Just you're going to put in some spice, fried rice spice, put in some flavored oil, regular oil, and then you're going to toast this for about, let's say about 10 minutes to get it crispy and all the spice in it. Okay, so let's start that first. So we're lining up the air fryer tray. Now the reason we do this one is to also protect this guy. You don't want it to wear out too quickly, and also it's just easier, right? So we're just going to do that. Let me add a little bit more flavored oil. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, so once this is good, we're going to pop that in. Someone will think it's my own. See the way I'm putting everything. Okay. So Bolu is going to turn that on for us, and then we're going to proceed to do the others. Okay, so we're chopping these onions. Do you have any technique for your onions?
Really? It's just same thing.
So when they talk about the one that doesn't make you cry, the different parts.
Oh,
I think the only one that has worked is freezing your onions. Yeah.
Before cutting.
Before cutting.
Yes.
That's the only thing. But besides that,
you'll cry.
It's calm.
And that's why you're a woman. And that's why you're a chef.
As in there.
Because why are you in the kitchen without the tears? So.
Are you hearing that? Why are you in the kitchen?
Without the tears.
Okay, so we're washing our rice now.
Okay.
So this is going to be, for those who don't already toast their rice. First of all, why?
I don't know.
Why? Because aside the flavor, it also helps your rice to last for longer.
For longer,
yeah.
Learn, guys.
So I'm just going to wash this rice until the water is clear, and then we can proceed. Okay, so it's ready. Yes, this is the color we are looking for. Yeah, so this can just go in the middle of the rice.
But this
is
calling me, put in my mouth.
So like I said, this is just so convenient, right? So you can just do this and take it out, and you don't necessarily have to wash the air fryer all over again from the beginning. So now our corn is going to go into that now, our sweet corn. So we're also going to grill the sweet corn. So we're just going to put that in, grill that for about 15 minutes, and that is also going to go into the rice at some point. So yeah, it's time. Okay, so we want to toast our rice now.
Okay.
So the first thing we did was to heat up this pot, so that I always prefer to heat up my pots before pouring in the oil instead of heating up the oil instead. It preserves the nutrients from the oil. And if you're using some oil that has a low, what's the word now? Low heat rates, kind of. You want to ensure you heat the pot first. Oh. So I'm using a coconut oil. This is extra virgin coconut oil from Dudu Shewa. So we're just going to heat that up. I added coconut oil. and I'm also going to be adding a little bit of flavored oil. I always like to shake it up first because of the herbs that are settled, and then just a little bit. It has some herbs in it already. So now next up is our onions. Please add our onions into the pot. Perfect. So we're going to fry that first. Yeah. So next up, since we're not making basic rice, we're going to be adding some other things in it. So we're going to be adding ginger powder, and we'll also add some garlic powder from Dumchi. So I'm going to just open that up. Okay. So a little bit of that ginger powder is going to go in.
Okay.
And of course garlic. Another major flavor enhancer aside
so all the spices like a compulsory must have, like it must have spices.
It's a must-have spice. So
okay.
Ginger and garlic. And the thing about it is that aside the flavor it gives your dishes, it's also so beneficial and medicinal to our health. Yeah. We're going to allow that fry a bit. And onions has a lot of sugar. Yes, so frying is just going to bring out that natural sugar in the onions. So now we've gotten it a little bit caramelized. So we're going to now add our rice. So our rice is going to go into it now. Perfect.
Perfecto.
So yeah, this is what the aroma should smell like.
Okay.
So we're just going to so I'm just going to allow that to toast. Now the rice should change color from this to golden brown. Yeah, and then we can proceed. Okay. So we'll give this some time to toast. So you also stir from time to time so that the ones at the bottom can come up and the one at the top go down. So have you always loved cooking?
Yes.
Yay.
Cooking has been something that I'm passionate about.
Have you noticed that my family members were always the same? Like you hear similar experiences. You see, so it's all about getting the kind of community that aligns with what you're doing, and that's just really beautiful. Because when I hear things like that, it just kind of makes me feel really happy that I'm connecting with people of my type.
They can speak the same language.
Exactly.
And it's just rare at this part of the world.
You know, honesty.
Cooking is life. Happiness, it's given. So don't joke with kitchen.
This is how you know with a Gen Z. She said it's giving.
It's given.
It's giving. But yeah, that's so nice, really. I always say cooking is fun, and some people say it's a lie. It's not fun. I'm like, hi.
It is.
For some of us, and we are a lot, cooking is actually really fun. Really fun.
And for those of you hiding the talent, don't.
Write that down. Write it down. Oh wow. So do you remember when you made your first meal? At what age?
Okay, I was like 9 years old.
Wow.
Okay, at first it was not that good, and my mom was like,
"Perfect."
I remember making it for myself and my sisters.
Right.
And when we were back from school, she was like, "You guys are eating," and my sisters were like, "Sister, will make concoction rice." And that was really funny. Then from there, they loved it. They ate it, but there is nothing as good as your siblings supporting you.
True.
They ate it, but I knew myself that it wasn't good.
That it was.
It was not good at all, but we thank God for progress.
Thank God for progress, so. And family that also love you regardless,
yes.
right?
And my dad will always tell me, this food is making sense. But the one that is not, he will tell me. You did not try.
Oh wow. Oh, that's so good. You said at the age of 9.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
That's so nice. So this is about 10 to 15 minutes. You can see that the color has changed, and this is exactly what we're looking for. First of all, the aroma you already begin to get. You get
Yeah.
that nutty
Aroma
aroma.
flavor.
And this is exactly what we're looking for, right? You can see that brown color.
Giving,
Now,
giving,
exactly.
giving.
It's giving, no,
It's
guys.
giving.
The herbs, the coconut oil. You can already smell that coconut.
Yes.
Exactly. You can already smell that aroma. If you're at home and you're watching, just imagine you're perceiving the aroma.
But you're not
Just
invited.
close your eyes and say, I can perceive it.
It's only Omoye that is invited in my kitchen. You're not invited.
I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so now that this is good and ready, now if you have meat stock or chicken stock or vegetable stock, that should go in now. But guess what? What we're going to do is we're going to dice a little bit of carrot into that because we are building flavors. That's have to do a family member. She's completing my statement. So we are just going to dice some carrots right into this, and then we'll add some water. But otherwise, you can just build your own stock, your meat stock or your chicken stock. So we're going to just dice some of that.
Okay, chunky sizes.
Yes, chunky sizes. So we're just going to put that in, and now the water is going to go in.
Are you here,
So yes. So now if you want to know the water measurement, right, for 1 cup of rice you use 2 cups of water. But for me, what I usually do is I always try to cook with less water and adjust along the way. Now for this rice, remember that we are going to be adding other ingredients, right? This is not just what we are making. So you want the seed to still be a little bit hard. So I'm just going to put a little water. You still want to be able to see the rice below the surface, and then you stop.
Because it has to be given the crunchiness.
Crunchy. You don't want it soggy.
Yes.
No soggy rice, please.
At
all. Oh. So we have this here. We're going to cover that and allow that to cook. Now let's prep the other ingredients that is going to go into our rice. Come along, come along. Now for your spring onions, you want to know that, of course, there are 2 visible differences between your spring onions. So you want to make sure that this top part is what you fry, and this other part comes in later in the meal. Yeah, and can be used for garnish and for the flavor, right? If you fry it too early, it can dry out and die out, and you won't get as much flavor from it. So this guy is the one you want to fry first, right? So you would notice that I'm going to separate them because they won't be going into the food at the same time. Right. So that will be separate, and then, you know, growing up I used to hear that when you put spring onions in your fried rice to go bad on time.
Yes. And even coconut rice too.
Yes. Does that still apply now? I don't think so. So it's just more like, if someone says this is what something is, it's always nice to prove and test it. And it could just probably be a knowledge gap at the time, because now that doesn't
Everything
apply.
is changing.
Everything is changing, no.
Generation.
Oh my God! No. Today address me as Jersey, please. Oh my God! So this is basically it. We've separated the 2, so this guy will go in first. So is there another bowl we can just pack it in just to separate the 2? Yeah, and then we can start off with our carrots. Yeah. We'll start with our carrots, and then okay, so this will be on one side. and this guy
On the other side.
Okay, so second one is our bell. I think our bell peppers will also go in here. Let me just rinse this a bit. What cooking myth do you used to hear growing up? I think one I used to hear again was, if two people put hand inside food, the food don't get ready on time.
Okay, I did not know about that one. But that's funny though.
Why? Honestly, I heard it a lot. So that two people.
That's really funny.
Just say it no have gas. Just say it no have gas. Because in this days. I think another one I heard. I heard it. I heard one that if you are talking while peeling the feathers of chicken. Yeah, that it's to keep coming back.
And the feathers that you're removing will not remove.
Bombastic side eyes. So people will still think that thing is real. I just wonder what was the idea
my parents'
behind.
generation, anyway.
I always wondered why.
Wow.
So there are different techniques. So don't do this at home. If you want to do this at home, the proper way, that I would say proper, because that way you don't get to even hurt yourself. This is because over time I've just gotten used to it. You want to slice in between this guy, literally like God has given you lines already. So you just do this and you do that, and then you're able to get it out without the seeds, right? So just follow the lines basically, and voila, it's out. So that's like the
proper way.
Don't be like me that is doing like this, please. So let's just follow that way now. So just follow the lines basically. So you can see that. You can also see this line here. So that's basically what I'm doing. You follow the lines and you cut. Follow the lines and you cut, and you have that perfect one. Because me, I don't like to waste anything. I always try to also cut that part out, because these are sweet bell peppers. They literally have sugars also in them, and they add a lot of flavor into your cooking. So we have that out. So now we're going to slice these guys up into tiny squares, and then we are good to go. Then we'll focus on the carrots. Okay, I think we can pour this one out so the peppers can, the carrots can go into that too.
You're welcome.
So, you had some questions for me, Abby.
Yes.
Okay.
About
let's gist.
Vlogging.
Yay.
So, what are basically on the apps to use and video editing and all of that?
Okay.
Because, to be frank, cooking is not easy. But when you love it, just
yeah.
So, and you know, getting traffic on your page,
right?
How were you able to do that? Because that's like one of the major challenges as a starter.
Yeah.
So
okay, so I'm going to say, first of all, for video editing apps, you want to start with InShot first, right? InShot is like the easiest. That was the thing I started out with. I started using InShot, and then over time I got to know about CapCut, and I think Adobe Premiere. That's the second one. Yeah, so those three, they are pretty much easy to use, but InShot was the easiest for me as a beginner that didn't have any form of training at all. That was the first app I started with, InShot. Then how to drive traffic. Hey, Holy Spirit.
Did you go to Mountain of Fire? Sorry, family members, if there's any Mountain of Fire's members, I apologize.
It's a good thing, actually. It's a good everything. Okay,
like,
so
you have to, like, pray
you
and
have
all.
to pray and everything.
Wow.
I think is there any stage that doesn't require prayer?
Prayers, like
Right.
everything, literally.
Everything,
Everything
no.
in life requires
Everything.
prayers.
Yeah, but I think one thing I would probably say, aside from how I'm vocal about how God has helped me, right? I don't think sometimes it's just finding, how do I put it? There are some things that you cannot say it is, like when the Bible says it's not to him that runneth, but God that showeth
God has
mercy.
showed mercy.
You can't exactly say it is this skill that I have
Okay.
that really got me to this point, but you can almost tell after a while that, okay, when I do certain things, I get a lot of views, or I get a lot of drive to my page and things like that. So of course, I always say that God is one of the first person who has helped me and in my journey as a food blogger. But I will say this, having something that stands you out from the crowd is also something that really helps.
Okay.
I started out doing creative recipes, and I remember I would pick up a pack of cornflakes and say, how do they make cornflakes? Let me see if I can try something out. And then I start doing my research, try to see other people's recipes, and okay, is this something I can try at home? And things like that. And I was doing that and not getting any views, right? But I still continued, in quotes. And it got to a point I felt like, okay, I'm seeing people do regular things like, let's do jollof, let's do fried rice. So maybe I should also start doing that. The views got even lower.
Okay.
So after a while, I was like, you know what? Let me stand for something. There's something that gets me excited in the kitchen. When I see coconuts and I see oyster sauce, I'm wondering, why can't I combine these two together? And then I started saying to myself, probably there are people like me that like to experiment in the kitchen. So let me give them something that would get them excited to cook. And then I started doing that, and all of a sudden, after about a year, a very long year, posting every single day for 365 days.
That must be draining.
I didn't get, there are times I'll call my sister, please go and like my page. Go and like my page, please. I just posted something now. Go and like it. Just go and say, good, very delicious. You didn't taste it, but just go and say it's delicious. I would call her, I'll call my brothers and things like that. So I was not getting the feedback that I would get. But over time, I would hear someone say, oh, I tried that akara recipe you did, and it was so nice, and all of that. And that was how I was like, okay, if it's for one person, I'll keep showing up.
That's good. That's it.
And that was it. And then for about 1 year, there was nothing. We just kept on going and going. And then in 2021, I posted in fact, I didn't even think twice about that video. It wasn't something that I sat down to, okay, let me come up with something. It was just a regular video in my head, and boom, became viral.
Wow.
And
it's a miracle. Why is it that what you did not put much effort into?
Yes, man.
That's
That's one thing that it also tells you that, man, this thing. But over time, I started to notice that my creative recipes, where I'm like, just like you want to cook jollof rice now and there's no tomatoes, and I'm in my head, usually some people will find, okay, let me go and get tomatoes. I'm like, okay, why can't I cook rice without tomatoes? What if there is no tomatoes? Would I not cook for my family? And things like that just started bringing up ideas. Okay, let me cook with this, let me cook with that, let me use that, and those kind of things. Apparently, there are people that also feel like, okay, I don't have tomatoes at home right now. This person just made a food without it, so let me try it out.
It's just like myself. I like, as far as I have something in my house, I will cook.
Exactly.
I will cook. And that's like, well, that's nice. Thanks for sharing. And obviously, sorry to ask this question, but like, as an economics, I love money. How did you, or how have you been able to do the financial aspect of it?
I'm really with the chest. Oh my god. The financial part. I think one thing I'm always grateful for is that I didn't think about the cost implication before starting.
Okay.
Right? I just started it out because I loved doing something, and over time, like, this thing they chop money, oh, yeah. But at the time, I had a 9 to 5.
Okay.
So I studied computer science, and I was working in a company, one of the FMCG brands in Nigeria, at least top 5. So I was working there, and I was earning my pay. So I was using my salary to support my dream to fund it, and things like that. So that's how I started. And in starting, I did not give myself stress that there are some ingredients that will cost you a lot of money. And when I started, I was not cooking with shrimps. I could not afford to use shrimps because it was expensive. So I was working with what I had at the time. I didn't go out of my way to look for certain ingredients just because everybody else was using it. Right? And I think, again, that also worked. So, but yes, I had my 9 to 5. It was.
Can you hear that? Started cooking only.
I had my 9 to 5.
All right.
But then thinking about it again, right? So is it possible for people to start a food blogging career without a 9 to 5? The answer will still be yes. And it's going to be that as long as you cook for your family, you can still come up with something with that. You cook every day for your family, right?
Yes.
So you can come up with something with that. Just do not overthink it. Don't think you have to use
too much expectation.
Yeah, too much expectation
and too much presentation these days. You have to put this on rishi.
You need to see the pot I started with. That's the thing. I didn't overthink.
I saw that on your page. I saw it. And I laughed. I'm like, wow.
Exactly.
I must see this lady.
Your kitchen is so fine. Your kitchen is fine. The kitchen I started with, I could not even use the wall because it was not presentable. So I had to get a wallpaper. Right? And the wallpaper was over time again, no. It was not immediately. So
thank God for growth.
Thank God for growth though. So
nice.
You can still start with what you have. As in, that's one thing. Start with what you have. Don't think you need certain gadgets. Don't think so. I didn't start out with an iPhone, for instance, or a Samsung, and I just used what I had. And then I started taxing myself that, okay, when it gets to a certain point, I'm going to upgrade one of my gadgets. And that was how I was doing it.
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
Because I remember every day I would sit on my friend, good. Look at these people. Look at you, da. Look at Ify. Oh my God. Oh, you sit your kitchen. Oh, God.
You need to hear people's stories. So everybody's there from somewhere.
Oh, guys, there's stages to these things, man.
Yeah, it's just knowing your purpose of starting something.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, once you know that purpose, and it has to be beyond money.
Wow, I think that's our con.
Yes, the con should be ready now.
So, over time, how has it been able to generate income for you, or is it just for only the love of doing it? Because I know that, how do you get like all these brands to kind of like sponsor your videos and all of that? Because I would love to know.
So if when now already drop what they are doing, go to work. It's not every time you watch it, go to work. But yeah, the part of monetization comes with time. But you have to first prove that you can give value first of all.
Okay.
So it was after we started gathering up people. Okay. It was after we started gathering up, getting a huge community, that we started getting recognized. Wow. And then we could now decide to start monetize. But should you wait till you have 1 million followers or 100,000 followers to start monetizing? No.
Okay.
The whole idea is to first give value. Let people already know you for something, right? Yeah. If you're giving recipes, let your recipes work. Okay. Let people be able to try that and say, oh, I've not seen this before. I tried it and it was so good. Then if you now come up and say, do you remember that donut I did that was so nice? I'm going to teach you guys how to make it. Pay 1.5. And 1,000 people pay 1.5. Or 2,000 people pay 1.5. Okay. You get? You begin to monetize. And in, again, giving value, people begin to now talk about your brand over time. Okay. And I've had people come to reach out to me to say, oh, like to work with you, and we've been following you from when you had like 1,000 followers. They're like, you guys are watching? You guys knew me?
It's like, so you were there.
Exactly. And they did not like, they did not comment, nothing.
Wow.
Right? So those are the kind of things you get to see. So,
but why are people like that though?
I think just support people, Abby. Man, this life. Just a click. Just a click. Oh, some people now they're watching this YouTube. Did you click? Have you clicked on the like button?
You
so far?
better.
That's talking about you. Yeah, gossiping.
If you know you're guilty,
click on the like.
You better.
But yeah, so it's for the brands. It's also positioning yourself as a person they can work with, right? If you imagine you put up a video saying, oh, these are things that you can do with your poundo, a processor, a food processor, for instance. This is not a paid ad. You're just showing people what they can do with it. You have already positioned yourself for kitchen gadget people, because in your comments you now get people say, oh, so I can blend carrots with this, so I can do okra with this. And before you know it, people begin to reach out to you and say, oh, can you influence for my brand? So
guys, position is like very important. That's the open different gadget, and I want you how. Now you can see.
Now you can see. Oh. So those are the kind of things. There are other things. There's writing an ebook, right? That people can also. And I think for the one that most people also know about is monetization on YouTube, right? So there are different things that you really can do. Some even sell products. Right, I recently launched my spice brand this year, and again it was just a recipe I did, and people tried it out and it was so nice. And they're like, oh, but you can't get some of these ingredients, what if you sell it? And I'm like, oh, you want me to sell it? You didn't tell me.
Share this money.
And it was literally a coincidence. Wow. I just woke up one morning and just felt, let's try these things together and see how it goes. Made some research, and then that was it. And that is now something that we sell. So really, there are things that you can just, I would still say, use what you have. Really.
Guys, use what you have.
Use what you have. Okay, so while our rice is cooking, let's get the veggies ready. So once again, we're going to be using our coconut oil, so that there's no mistake. They will not be saying, are you sure this is coconut? No. So using just a little. This is literally liquid gold. Like immediately you pour it and it hits the pan, you can already smell the coconut already. Then I'm adding some butter. I'm going to allow that to fry for a bit. Fry. So yeah, the pot is heated up, so it doesn't take long at all for it to melt. The next up is, let's add the onions. So onions is going in now. Yeah, fantastic. So now these onions and the base of the spring onions is also going to go in. This is where we start building flavors. Step by step. So you don't just pour everything at once, right?
Yeah.
You want to slowly build all that flavor. So we're going to allow this to fry. And then I'm also going to add my seasoning cube at this point. Yeah, thank you. So I'm just going to add this in. Fantastic. Thank you. So going to keep frying this. I want it to get a little bit brown before we now add all the other ingredients. And we're going to start first with the carrots because it takes the longest to get soft. Yeah. Yes, so our onions is brown. And then we're going to be adding now the carrots. So we're going to stir that together. We're putting in the carrots, like we said, because it takes the longest to get softened. So we're putting that in first. But then again, you don't want it to be too soft because, and that's how I enjoy my fried rice. I don't like it when the veggies are mushy.
The crunchiness is better.
Yeah, exactly. When it's crunchy,
Very crunchy. Like it's better.
it's really, really better. So once again, you want to fry this for a bit. I'm sure at some point you're wondering, that coconut milk these people put, where is it going to? You see, keep
Very
watching.
sad.
Don't fast forward to keep watching. I'm watching you.
I can see you.
So we're just going to fry this a bit. And at this point, our fried rice spice should go in now. Just a little bit. So this goes in now. So if you notice, frying your herbs right at the beginning and putting it at the end is a difference. Because you also, again, just like you do with your fresh herbs, it's always best to fry it because it helps you to amplify the flavor than putting it after everything is ready. You don't get as much flavor from it. So that's why you have people these days fry their spices. So we have red, green, yellow. Did we have orange? Orange bell pepper.
Not at all.
And a little of that spring onions go in. I'm not putting in everything. Right? These ones are going to go in later.
Okay. So why are we not putting everything?
So again, if you want to have some of them crunchy, I put them at the last part when we're about to conclude the cooking. Yeah. But at the same time, the reason I'm putting them now is you also want to get flavors from them. So we get the bell peppers mixed into all of this. And as the heat hits it, you get the sugars from the bell peppers. All that sweetness. So it's looking good, it's looking good. And guess what is going in now?
The corn?
No.
The milk?
No.
Okay, the suya?
Yes! So the ram suya is going in now. Because you want everything to be mixed in together. So yes, let's put in the ram suya now.
Okay.
Yay! Chai!
Sorry guys, I cannot wait to enjoy this.
Just look at that. So this is the kind of crunchiness that you want. And the kind of flavors. So right now you now have flavors battling for best in aroma. So everything.
If you like it, make sure you make it.
Make it so that you know that this is real.
So real, super real.
Yes. So now the grilled corn can also go in.
Okay.
So Bolu, please put it in. Perfect. And some part of the sweet corn from the cob can also go in.
Okay.
Yes, lovely.
Is that fine?
A little bit more. Perfect. Yay. Yes, this is what you want. And now, to lock up all the flavors that we've been building, we're now going to add oyster sauce and lastly the coconut milk.
Guys,
we did cook.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. Oh. So I'm just going to put in not so much. I just want a little bit of it. Okay, that should do. Okay, so before we put in the coconut milk, we're going to taste for flavor because this is literally going to be mixed in with the rice, so you want to make sure that yeah, nice. Because we didn't put any seasoning or salt in the rice, so we want this to mix it in. So you can just taste that. How is that?
This is good, guys. So you're not invited to my house. Don't know my house address.
Okay, so let's put in the coconut milk now. It's in the white bowl, so let's just put in. Perfect. Yes, and this is what you want to see. See, and this on its own is a sauce. Do you get
spag?
It's spag.
Oh my god!
This on its own is a sauce. So we'll let that bubble a little bit, and then we'll pour that into our rice. So now we're also going to be frying some plantain, just because. Why should we eat it like that without plantain?
Exactly.
And we're going to be seasoning the plantain a little differently. And we're also going to be air frying it and not deep frying. So that is what we're going to be doing. So now for the plantain, we're going to be also slicing it a little different. And this is just going to help for presentation, right? So in case you want to dazzle your guests. Oh yeah.
Also give them water.
As in
some water.
So we're just going to do like a rectangular slice. Okay, so our sauce is ready. Smells nice. Now we're going to pour that into our rice, which is already fully cooked. Now we say fully cooked as far the water we put inside is ready, is dried out, and the rice is not soggy, right? So now if you touch it, you can still see that it's standing whole, and literally you can break it with your finger. So it's not soft. You don't want it soggy. And now we're going to pour in our sauce into the rice. So now this is going in. Just look at that.
Look at
the coconut milk, the soya flavor, the ram meat. This is just amazing.
Let's make up
it's so good. So good. And we're going to just stir that gently together. This is exactly what you should be eating. And to finish off this perfect spot, we're going to just nicely grate some fresh coconut, and that just comes on top of that. And this is how to finish up the perfect pot of Suya coconut rice. This is it. That's what you have. Okay, so we are going to be doing this for about 3 plantains, and this is just for presentation purposes, you know. And you can equally do this at home for your kids, for yourself. You're taking your meal to the office or to school, right? It's not every time you just fry anyhow. Just add some swag to that food, right?
It's
take a little
time.
It is, you know, and just do that. I would also in this episode show us a little bit of plating, how you can just plate your food and make it look really nice. So if you're in the food business, you really want to stick around and see how we do that.
It's done.
Because I have some tips for you guys. So we are on the last one. We're good and ready. And yay, we're done. Okay, so exactly. So we have this ready. Now guess what we're seasoning with? We're going to be using some Suya spice, right? So just a little bit of it. And then we're going to be adding some coconut oil on that to give it a very nice finish. So you can decide to use regular oil, but why?
Why?
When you can use Dudu Shewa extra
For
virgin
perfect
coconut
flavor.
oil. Perfect flavor. So just going to drizzle a little bit to give it a very nice shine, and not just shine flavor. We're going to toss that. Remember we said we're using our air fryer, so that's exactly why we are doing this. So at this point you're going to add a little bit of salt just so that we can get our flavor. So let me get our salt ready. Yeah, so I'm just going to drizzle some salt. I heard some people don't use salt to fry plantain.
I think I'm guilty of that.
Oh, okay. Because they feel like it's already sweet and doesn't require salt.
Yeah.
So it's equally, so whichever choice you are, that's fine. So we're going to pour that. Let's put that now in the air fryer. Let me just wash my hand. Yeah. So just going to
just get this one out.
Okay. So we're just going to spread that out a bit. And yeah, that's all. So if you don't have an air fryer, you can equally
use your oven
or just deep fry, right? Or use a regular frying. And that's it. Okay, so our rice is ready. So guys, now talking about presentation, right? You always want to give yourself the best, right? Or if you're going to your office or going out, and if you're in the food business, take some tips now. You see this kind of plates? It's going to make your food stand out. Now we're going to be dishing that out, and just look at that. The coconut.
Goodness. See the meat. Oh my god.
This is so good. Are you noticing how every scoop has meat? Please be generous like that.
Yes, it's good.
So good. So this would do. Just because. Just because. If you ask me why, just because. So we have more meat going in, and just look at this lovely goodness. And just because we are not busy, just going to do this, right? And just look at that, all that color. And don't worry, because the rice is still hot, right? The heat is also going to cook some of that for a while, and it's that retain that crunchiness we're talking about earlier.
Yes.
And guys, this is what we have. Okay. Our food is ready, and the aroma is everywhere, and it's time to taste our amazing creation. Bolu is ready, Abby. Yes, yeah. Please taste it. Oh my god. Do the honors. How was it? Please, please.
Lovely.
Can you
Delicious.
And the food is sorry.
I'm not sharing my address. This is
oh my god. Yes.
Bunch of goodies. Guys.
So nice. So nice.
So nice.
Please taste the ram meat also. And I love the crunchiness from the coconut, which is why I finished it off with that. Because it just adds more flavor from that coconut.
And the ram meat is given.
Really cook. Really cook. So, if you've not thought about trying any recipe, this one, try it out. And the plantain, guys. So you can see how it's all presented, right? This is how you want to present your food. And if you sell food, this is something you should do, right? Event Supply is the one that gave us this, guys, right? And you can use them. Don't feel like everybody I'm using plastic plates in this era of global warming. So these are the kind of things you want to use. And this is so nice. The suya spice, the coconut oil. I use very little oil, but this perfect. It's just so nice.
This is what we call perfecto.
So it's giving, Abby. Cheers.
Giving.
It's giving. Cheers. So, how would you say the overall experience has been? How was
It has
it?
been great. 100 over 100. It was a nice experience. New recipes. And I have extra spices in my
Correct.
kitchen.
Correct.
Oh my god. The
Exactly.
flavored oil given. And if you've not gotten our spices, you better go and get it.
You see?
Oh,
You see?
everything is given 1 over 100.
See, guys, the energy. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Once again, thank you.
welcome.
Thank you for inviting us into your home,
You're
into
welcome.
your kitchen. It's a rare experience, right? It's been so good, and the energy has just been amazing. Bolu has been an amazing host. So once again, thank you for welcoming us into your home and your kitchen. It was amazing. Cooking with Bolu has been so nice.
Yes, guys.
I'm officially a Gen Z because it was given from the beginning to the end. So guys, we're going to be presenting how with a lot of gifts from our vendors, from Martina, sharing happiness, right? Because we've just shared happiness right now in this kitchen. Yeah, so next up we also have some spices from Dumchi Foods. You have coconut flavored gari. Guys, have you had that one before? That's so good, right? So she has one, we have Ijebu gari, we have spices, all this from Dumchi Fisheries and Foods, and of course we have those lovely packs you saw earlier from Event Supply. And last but not the least, Dudu Shewa, extra virgin coconut oil. And it's cold pressed. You know there's a difference between heat pressed and cold pressed. So we got the cold pressed and it's so good. You can imagine the flavor, right?
Yes.
Exactly. Once she puts that into the pot,
it,
you could just already smell the aroma from the coconut. So guys, thank all our amazing partners. It's been so good. And of course their products are here. Yes.
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Omaya, for coming.
Thank you too. So on this episode of From My Kitchen to Yours, have an amazing one. Bye.
Bye, guys.